वेलकम टू आवर शॉर्ट हैंड लैब प्रयागराज। लीगल डिक्टेशन 625 वर्ड्स की डिक्टेशन है। हाई कोर्ट के लिए बहुत ही सिलेक्टिव पैसेज है, बहुत ध्यान से मैटर लिखिएगा। 5 सेकेंड रिमेनिंग। स्टार्ट। फ्रॉम अ क्लोज रीडिंग ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लॉ laid down by the Supreme Court of India, it is clear that the detainee shall be apprised by the detaining authority of his right to make representation to the state government or the central government as the case may be, and also about his right to be heard in person by the advisory board if he so desires. Stop. The detainee has no right on insist that he should be apprised by the detaining authority that he has a right to make a representation to the advisory board also. Stop. On the other hand, he should be apprised only that he has a right to make representation before the advisory board and nothing further. Stop. We are satisfied that the principles of law laid down in the above decision of the Supreme Court directly apply to the facts of the present cases. Stop para. In the cases on hand, admittedly, the detainees were produced before the advisory board and they made their representations, and after considering the same, the advisory board felt there is sufficient cause to continue the orders of detention and there is no reason to revoke them. Stop. Nothing prevented the detainees from submitting their representation in writing before the advisory board when they were produced before it, which had been done. Stop. The submission made by the learned counsel for the detainees that at the time they were produced before the advisory board, they were not prepared, and since they required the assistance of their friend to prepare the written representation, they were unable to do it. In our view, seems unacceptable. Stop. Even assuming it to be so, nothing prevented and detainees from making representation before the advisory board that they may be given more reasonable time to prepare their written statement with the assistance of their friend and submit the same, which course was also not restored to be the detainees. Stop. In orders of detention, it is clearly stated that the detainees have a right to be heard in person by the advisory board, which in our opinion is sufficient compliance of the obligation under Article 22(5) of the Constitution of India. Stop. Therefore, we find no merit in the submission of learned counsel for the detainees and hold that the division bench of this court in Selvaraj versus State of Tamil Nadu 1999 CRL LJ 67 and Radhakrishnan versus Commissioner of Police Madras HCP number 1083 of 1996 decided on 23/7/1997 require no reconsideration. Stop para. For the reasons aforestated, we are clearly of the view that the detainees have no right to insist they should have been apprised that they have got a right to make their representation to the advisory board direct, and the contentions raised in this behalf are wholly unsustainable in law. Stop para. In the result, we answer the reference in the negative and find that no infraction has been committed by the detaining authority under Article 22(5) of the Constitution of India. Stop para. As already pointed out that the contentions raised by the detainee have already been rejected by the learned judges of the division bench, and the only contention remains to be decided is contention number 3, which is a legal point on which only the reference has been made by the division bench. Stop. As we have answered the reference in the negative, we feel it unnecessary to send back the matters to the division bench for disposal, and the same can be disposed of by this full bench itself. Stop. For the foregoing reasons, we find there is no merit in the two HCPS, and both the HCPS are liable to be dismissed. Stop. Accordingly, HCP numbers 1646 of 1999 and 1681 of 1999 are dismissed. Stop. मैटर बहुत ही स्पीड में रख के नहीं बोला गया है, आराम से लिखा जा सकता है, और कोशिश करिएगा कि इस मैटर को आप कई बार करिए, 1 बार 2 बार 3 बार, जब तक कि मैटर आपको अच्छी तरीके से आप अपनी कॉपी पे लिखना ले। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। और थोड़ा सा यदि आप नए हैं तो प्लीज़ चैनल को एक बार ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा। ओके।